Hey everyone, Management Inc. here. We're just going to do a quick recap of our semester for you guys, talk a little bit about some of our personal highlights for the semester and what we thought we really resonated with as a group. So I'll start us off. For me, what I found to be the most valuable lesson I learned this semester was how everything I had to do in a management sense also applied so well in my personal life. A lot of the chapter exercises that we did and stuff that we read in there was really applicable to just daily life and things that I could really work on, that I needed to improve on, that I really didn't realize prior to coming into this class. So that was really interesting for me. I think my two favorite things were definitely reading Blink and Carnegie, because there were so many different aspects in those books that I didn't realize were so important, just to know how to deal with people and to know how people deal with you. You want to be able to adapt to any situation, and I think that reading those books for me was a really transformative experience, because it opened my eyes to what really goes on in the world around me, and I think it did a good job of helping me to realize, yeah, sure, I might be in a pretty good spot, right now I'm pretty confident in how I present myself, but at the same time there are a lot of things that I can work on to better myself and really prepare myself for moving on into the business world. So that was pretty impactful for me.
Well, I work at YCC every summer, and that's a very interpersonal program, because I'm leading a group of 10 girls aged 14 to 17. And being able to interact with them in such a way that I'm able to be their boss but also kind of their friend, and just strike that balance between accessibility but also they're kind of scared of me, so they listen to me. It all has to do with how I interact with people, how I present myself, how I manipulate people to see me in a certain light. So I mean, in that situation, I'm a crew leader, so I'm a manager. I have to manage people. I have to keep them happy, keep them motivated, figure out ways to, what I was talking about in the presentation, how to delegate work, and how to keep people interested in their job, because they sign up for it, but at the same time, it's really hard hours, 8 hours of work each day, so it's very hard to keep them engaged and willing to put in that much work. So going into this class, I put myself in management positions on the regular each year. So being able to learn how to actually, the skills and the formulas and the theories behind how to do that is really important, because people are difficult. You can't, they're a variable. You can never predict what they're gonna do. So being able to maybe have a little bit of insight into how to make it easier to kind of deal with people, and then how to manage them, that knowledge is invaluable.
I know for me, coming into the class, I didn't really realize how in-depth management was going to be.
Yeah.
And so now that we're almost done with the class, I just have a greater appreciation for everything that managers have to do, all the decisions they have to make, the organization process, the delegation process. It's just a lot. So knowing the theories, like you said, behind it all, really gives me greater appreciation for that. Also, I've never really been in a management position before. I've always been at the lower level of things at work and in class, because I've never really had to do group projects until this semester.
For me personally, I was very curious to see how this class was going to be structured. I was curious if I was going to be sitting there learning definitions, writing them out, taking notes, memorizing things, and then all of a sudden it's you're going to do chapter 7 and you're going to teach it to the class and have a good day. And I was like, what? I think that definitely has helped me, just being thrown out and applying this by myself or with my group. It just makes me more experienced. This is another experience where I can use to, in my future, another situation, a work situation, I'll know how to work with a team better, or I'll know some of the conflicts that might come up. I can say, hey, we did it like this, and then, just kind of make a little bit, a few more blink decisions in the blink of an eye.
I definitely agree with you that kind of learning by experience was nice in the class. You know, we focused heavily on like SWAT and the planning, leading, organizing, and controlling. But aside from that, most of the lessons that were taught, you experience them yourself, and you like go through it throughout the semester, like both individually and with your group. So I thought that was a really like nice way of learning it, because you're not just sitting there like reading it from a book. You're going through it, and I think it sticks with you a lot better too
Yeah,
when you
it's
actually
definitely
go
a different
through
style
it. Yeah,
of
exactly.
teaching. I think I learned a lot more, and I like can understand it a lot better than I would if I just like memorized and like read the book on my own and then had a quiz on it and a test or something like that, you know.
Some of these things are gonna stick a whole lot more.
Exactly,
To me,
and like
way
we can
this
apply it to our life,
Yeah.
and we can apply it to our classes every day and other group projects. So it's a better way of learning, and it's a better way of experiencing it.
Yeah, it's like a model for like the world. Like this small classroom is just like a simplified version of reality, you know? Like we're able to, I mean, Dr. Gower has put us in a position where we're being held accountable, we have to do work, we have to work with other people, we have to keep a good group dynamic. That's exactly what it's gonna be like in the real world, in the workforce. So we're introduced to it in a safe space where, I mean, the worst thing that could happen is we get a bad grade. But in the real world, you know, there can be other consequences, you know, you can lose your job or stuff like that. So it's good to get the introduction here where you can't fail.
And I think we're also learning a lot about each other. We're learning, again, like having to do this volunteering, like, you know, we're learning about the James on Saturday at nighting. I'm not just one that, you know, comes from class to class to class. And I think that's gonna help definitely with like interpersonal relationships too. Just knowing that like we do have a common goal in the very end, but also like we can have fun with it. We can get to know each other. We can, you know, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
we had fun with it from like the very beginning, like the icebreakers when you were, like when you guys were blindfolded and we were sitting on the balcony just like laughing our heads off because you guys, people were walking by and giving you weird looks and you were
Running cars.
Yes, you ran into a
I'm just
car.
getting hit by cars.
So yeah, speaking of kind of the group work sense, I know you hinted at like the volunteering, but for me that was, I think, my best opportunity to get to know you guys and really like bond with you guys, because it's separate from the classroom. We're not just sitting together focused on management. We're not just working on our, you know, presentations, our videos. We're actually hanging out and really enjoying the experience. I think being able to volunteer with the SPCA, and that was a really great opportunity for us because it was such a relaxed environment, but at the same time you do feel that, you know, I'm giving back and I'm really making a difference here. But it was really cool for me to like see that side of you guys where it was a little bit separate from like that classroom aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big stress reliever. I mean, dogs, you know.
Yeah, for real.
Going back to what James said about the icebreakers, I feel like that really helped a lot with like group coordination and cooperation. Because usually it's just like, okay, like you do this, you do that, and then we'll be back on Monday and just see what we have then. But with us, like we were kind of forced to interact outside of like the standard, like what do we need to get this project done?
Yeah.
And the icebreakers really like kind of forced us to like get comfortable with each other.
Yeah, and it set the
extremely
tone.
quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, it set the tone for the whole semester because when we'd have an assignment or something, we'd all come together, we'd throw out good ideas, we'd all like edit each other and, you know, help each other like get to the best idea possible so the end product was, you know, as good as it could possibly be. But at the same time, we had fun. Like the night before our presentation, we were all in a classroom eating pizza and watching Keehan between like run-throughs of our presentation. So I mean, we put in the work, but we also had fun with it because, I mean, you gotta make the most out of a situation. You know, it's how we choose to go about this. I mean, we get out of it what we put into it, basically. You know, so if we want to have fun and do good work and we do it, then that's better than just kind of like, oh god, we gotta go do this right now and it's not gonna be fun. And I mean, I don't really want to do this. So I mean, it's just our attitudes. And I think we had a good attitude throughout the whole semester.
Positive outlook.
Yeah.
On it rather than looking at it as oh, another group project where someone's gonna be stuck up doing all the work or someone's gonna, you know, not be with everything. This was definitely like, hey, I know I can do my part and the rest is gonna come together too. Like there's a lot of confidence in other group members.
From all of us here at Management Inc., congrats, we've made it through the semester, and I hope you enjoyed your groups as much as we enjoyed ours. Have a great rest of your semester, good luck with finals, and thanks for watching our video.